Good morning. So good morning, everyone, both those of you here in the building and those who have joined us by Zoom. Good morning and welcome to the Sunday morning service at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship in Laguna Beach. My name is Pamela Floodman, and I will be serving as the worship associate this morning. Our Zoom and audiovisual text today are Don West Jr. and Dara Skarecki. And today we are delighted to welcome back to UUFLB Reverend Celia Young. Many of us know Reverend Celia from her previous visits at UUFLB as a guest minister, and also for the valuable Reimagining Our Future workshop that she led with us last month. In that workshop, a large proportion of our members and friends devoted really a whole Saturday, a Saturday morning and afternoon, to exploring the potential of this fellowship. And we came away with 6 committed groups who are working on achievable tasks and goals as we plan for our vibrant future. And those of us who attended the workshop quickly came to understand that we were working with a highly skilled facilitator because Reverend Celia is a master at her craft. As an immigrant, she has lived between the East and the West for her whole adult life, which has afforded her a unique life experience and worldview. And for over 30 years, she has used her life experience in her consulting and coaching work to achieve social justice in Fortune 500 corporations worldwide. So working both with a group like us here at UUFLB, as well as Fortune 500 companies. And I love the description of this work that's in Reverend Celia's bio. As work to coach and develop individual leaders, work with teams to follow their North Stars, preserve their integrity, and become who they truly are. The leaders and employees and congregations with whom Reverend Celia works have become courageous enough to speak their truth, stand on their highest principles, and this helps to change culture to value and nurture the diversity, equity, inclusion of all people. And we certainly have experienced the value of this work as a congregation. And we're looking forward to extending our work in a follow-up meeting that we'll be holding on July 2nd after the Sunday morning service on July 2nd. So I hope that many of you are able to attend again, either in person or by Zoom. And this year, Reverend Celia also has agreed to craft a quarterly series of services for us here at UUFLB. And these focus on the many dimensions of the aging process as we each, whatever our age, move into the next phases of our lives. Looking toward the last quarter of her life, Reverend Celia has expanded her ministry and spiritual activism from the workplace into larger society, helping to heal the traumatized, the suffering, mend the human spirit, and restore the basic goodness of humanity. So the title of today's service is Aging is a Spiritual Journey. And Reverend Celia today will be challenging us to explore how aging presents opportunities for spiritual renewal and growth. As we age, we can learn to appreciate life's mysteries and to accept life's gifts. So I hope that you enjoyed our gathering music today. I Lived, which is performed by One Republic. I love the lyrics, and that's why I chose a version that had the lyrics on the screen for you, although there are many other beautiful versions that you can find if you go out and search on the web. This music was inspired by a huge One Republic fan, a teenager who has a condition called cystic fibrosis. And One Republic wrote this song to really honor the will to live and the will to make a difference. So I love the lyrics and the call that's in them to really live our lives fully. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. With every broken bone, I swear I lived. So I am looking forward to our journey today and to continuing to be part of a community that is committed to using our talents and our opportunities at every stage of life to fully live and to make a difference in our communities. So thank you very much, Reverend Celia, for joining us today. Each Sunday, anywhere there is a service held in a Unitarian Universalist congregation, a chalice is lit. The flaming chalice is the symbol of our faith. So if you have joined us this morning by Zoom, I invite you to light a chalice within your home as Reverend Celia lights the chalice for us here at UUFLB. Our chalice lighting words this morning are from Katie Savani Gelfand, who is the Director of Religious Exploration in the congregation that raised her and has been her congregation throughout her lifespan, the First Unitarian Universalist Church of New Orleans. So these are the words of Katie Savani Gelfand. We call forth the life of our faith by igniting our chalice. This spark of new beginnings invites us into a sacred space to reflect where we have been and where we are going. Even knowing that this particular flame will intentionally end with our ritual extinguishing, we fear not its end, for we know with brave hearts that from every ending we are sent forth to make a new beginning. So thank you, Reverend Celia, for lighting our chalice this morning to begin our time of worship. And throughout the service this morning, if you are here with us in the building, I invite you, if you wish, to come forward at any point and light a candle here in the sanctuary in recognition of whatever you are carrying in your heart as you join us for worship today. At UUFLB, we are a welcoming congregation with a commitment to work together to actively dismantle systemic racism and oppression in all of its forms. The land on which we join together in worship is the ancestral territory of the Ahashimen and Tongva tribes, and we offer our gratitude to the First Nations for their care of the earth and for their teachings. And whoever you are, whomever you love, no matter your age or gender, your ancestral or ethnic background, and whatever sincere questions that you bring with you today, really whatever has brought you here this morning, we welcome you to our community of mutual caring and serious intent to grow as spiritual and ethical beings, to be part of a community which supports each of us as we make a difference in our world. So at this time in our service, I would like to welcome any guests who have joined us today, either on Zoom or joined us here within the building. So I'll start by inviting, if there is any guest who's joined us by Zoom who would like to introduce yourself. Dawn can spotlight your window. If you've turned your camera on, Dawn can spotlight your window. And if you want to say just a few words to introduce yourself, that would be great. Is there anyone on Zoom who is visiting today and would like to introduce themselves?
I'm Jim in Seal Beach, and Celia sent the link to me to say hey. And I lived in Laguna for about 30 years, so it's nice to visit you all. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, well, welcome, and it's wonderful to have you here with us today. Is there anyone in the building who would like to introduce yourself and just say a few words? And I'll tell you ahead of time, I will repeat just a little bit of your introduction so that the folks on Zoom can hear you. Is there anyone here in the building who'd like to introduce themselves? Wonderful, wonderful. So welcome Malcolm, who is joining us from Rancho Cucamonga, having heard about us and is happy to be here to join with us. And we're very happy to have you, Malcolm. Is there anyone else who's joining us as a guest who would like to introduce themselves this morning? Great. Welcome to Roxana and her husband Scott, who are visiting from Dana Point. And we do have some congregants who also actually travel here from Dana Point to come to the service. So you may connect with some of us after the service. And also for our guests, as well as our regular attendees, please know that there is coffee and some treats in the back. And I hope you're able to stay for a little bit after the service to get to meet people. On the slide that Dawn will now put up for us is information about the next several upcoming services here at UUFLB. So we'll give him a minute to pull that slide up, and I'll also start introducing these services. Next Sunday, June 18th, we are very fortunate that our member Don West Jr., who is currently a seminarian, and studying at Star King School for the Ministry, will be joining us in person. Today, he's with us by Zoom, running our Zoom connection, but next week he'll be here in person to lead the 5th of a monthly series that Dawn has put together, which is focused on the Unitarian Universalist principles. So there is a series of 7 principles which Unitarian Universalists affirm and promote. And if you've picked up an order of service in the back of the sanctuary, on the flip side is a listing of the current 7 principles. There is also a proposed 8th principle, which is currently under consideration and will be a big focus of the upcoming national General Assembly. So we'll learn more about that principle, I think, next month. But for June 18th, next Sunday, Dawn is going to be focusing on our 5th principle, which is that Unitarian Universalist congregations affirm and promote the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process. So I hope that you're able to join us next Sunday for that service. Then on June 25th, Alexandra Barakal, who is a congregation member in another one of the congregations here in Orange County, will be coming to talk with us here at UUFLB. And then on July 2nd, our member Bruce Johnson will be our speaker on July 2nd. And the focus of that service, I believe, is going to have to do with evolution and some of the challenges and controversies that surround evolution and how we approach these topics as a Unitarian Universalist spiritual community. So some exciting services that are upcoming, and I hope you'll be able to join us. I also have 2 important announcements this morning. First of all, our annual congregational meeting is today after the service. And one of the things we will be doing is electing 3 officers and a trustee at large for the coming year. So please stay after the service if you're here in the building, or stay on the Zoom connection, and we'll be holding a hybrid annual congregational meeting after the service today. Oakley, is there anything else I ought to say about the congregational meeting? Excellent. And Oakley's reminder is, of course, so important. We will also be adopting our budget for the coming fiscal year for the congregation. So please do attend. The second announcement has to do with an event that will be happening next Sunday after the service. And this has been submitted by Noreen Kukkonen, and she says, "Attention, people who like food. We are having," it's just, I think all of us, I hope all of us, we are having a potluck lunch next Sunday following the morning service. And if you wish to participate, please coordinate with Noreen about what you would like to bring to share. This is actually a trial run. We did an event like this about a month ago. 2 months ago, perhaps, kind of extemporaneously, and it was enjoyed by everyone who stayed after service for the potluck. That one was inspired, I think, by Mike. And so we're checking to see whether this is a recurring event that might be fun to have on a regular basis. We all like to eat, and sitting down together to share a meal is a great way for us to be part of our community. So let's see how that works out next Sunday. Noreen, did I capture what you wanted to say, or is there anything else we need? Oh, perfect. Yes, I can see there is a sign up in the back of the sanctuary here. So if you can't catch Noreen after the service, go ahead and sign up on the sign up sheet. And those on Zoom, I guess, coordinate with Dara or me, and we'll add that. July 2nd, also, I've already mentioned this, following the service, we will be having an important follow-up to our Reimagining Our Future workshop, and the different work groups that have picked goals and tasks that they're working on will be coming back together again and reporting on progress and continuing to make achievable plans for the future. Another brief announcement is just to remind everyone that coming up on the weekend of June 25th is General Assembly. So the Unitarian Universalist Association annual General Assembly. And we are, as a congregation, sending Don West Jr. as a delegate who'll be going in person. And it's in Pennsylvania. I've now forgotten whether it's Philadelphia or Pittsburgh. It's Pittsburgh. And Dara Skarecki will also be attending as a delegate by Zoom from here, but anyone in the congregation, really anyone, is also encouraged to attend some or all of the General Assembly if you wish, and you can speak with Dawn or Dara or me if you want to learn more about General Assembly. Many, many thanks to everyone here at UUFLB who works together each week to create these opportunities for us to worship together and to be together in community. We're so grateful for the contributions of our amazing music director, Carol Cole. Music really pulls us together as a community, and also as of the many congregation members who contribute music to the services, as well as our board, our worship committee, the people who prepare each week, prepare the building and building for Sunday morning worship services, and for the other events that happen during the week, such as every Monday at noon, the Zoom at noon discussion group. And there really are many more opportunities to become involved and to work together. And so if you're looking for another way to become involved, please reach out. And if you're new to the community, connect with us after service if you would like to be added to our email mailing list, and then you'll receive an advance notice of each service and other events, because connecting with each other really is the way we build community as a strong base from which we go out and make a difference in our world. Our opening hymn this morning is number 1051, We Are. I know we've sung this recently, but it just captures for me really the arc of our life's journey, the connections from generation to generation, and it's a beautiful and powerful hymn. So please stand as you are comfortable in body, mind, or spirit, and join Carol Cole in singing number 1051, We Are. And there will be words on the screen. And for those who are like me, who like to read it with the music, there are also hymnals in the back of the sanctuary.
Ready? Please join me. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers. We are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage, fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We are sisters of mercy, brothers of love. We are lovers givers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, our grandmother's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises, sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are.
Woo! Wow, thank you all, and thank you, Carol. Let us take a moment now to remind ourselves why we come together as a community. I invite you to read these words of our unison affirmation together when and if it feels right for you. If you have joined us by Zoom, you may want to unmute your microphone so that your voice can be joined together with the voices here in the fellowship building. The words of the unison affirmation are on your screens, and please join me in reading. Love
is the spirit of this fellowship,
and
service is its law.
This is our
great covenant.
Dwell together
in peace,
seek the
to
truth
seek the truth
and
and love,
and to help.
and to help one another.
So thank you all for joining us today, for being a part of this community, and for committing to make a difference.
Good morning. This morning, I'm going to share a reading by Mary Oliver. It's a poem by the name of The Invitation. Oh, do you have time to linger for just a little bit while out of your busy and very important day for the goldfinches that have gathered in the field of thistles for a musical battle to see who can sing the highest note or the lowest or the most expressive mirth or the most tender? Their strong, blunt beak drink the air as they strive melodiously, not for your sake, not for mine, not for the sake of winning, but for sheer delight and gratitude. Believe us, they say, it is a serious thing. Just to be alive on this fresh morning in a broken world, I beg of you, do not walk by without pausing to attend to this rather ridiculous performance. It could mean something. It could mean everything. It could be what Rilke meant when he wrote, "You must change your life." So, your turn.
We've come to a time in our service to briefly share the important events that have touched our lives in the past week. The joys which we share are amplified, so they extend beyond ourselves into community. And in sharing our sorrows, we can provide for each other the support and care that are vital for each and every one of us. So during this time of sharing our joys and concerns, we will pause the recording of the service. And it is as much a blessing to be able to give as it is to receive. In this self-governing, self-sustaining community, we recognize that it is our responsibility to do both and to do both well, because our fellowship depends on the love and generous contributions from our members, and we're empowered by the innumerable gifts of all of those who join in covenant with us. Their time, compassion, humor, financial contribution, all of these gifts are needed for this fellowship to do its good work in the world. So during this time of offering, we will be passing a basket within the fellowship And the information on the screen gives 2 additional ways in which you can give electronically or by sending a check to the fellowship. Please give generously. This is how we can make a difference in our world. And as you are comfortable in body, mind, or spirit, and join us in singing to each other words of sincere gratitude. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Okay, so we're gonna have a little moment of silent meditation. But before we do that, let me share a little writing. It's called Strawberry Jam. As indigenous people of North America knew, strawberries ripen in June, which is why they call June's full moon the strawberry moon. Looking up, may we bask in the moonlight. Looking down, may we attend to the green rush of spring in all its magnificence. May this first of earth's many summer and fall harvests remind us of just how sweet life can be if we take the time to fall down on our knees, push the green leaves aside, and pluck this luscious hidden red delight. As we taste its sweetness, may we reflect on a retelling story, a Buddhist story by Pema Chödrön. She writes, there is a story about a woman running away from tigers. She runs and runs, and the tigers are getting closer and closer. When she comes to the edge of the cliff, she sees some vines there. So she climbs down and holds on to the vines. Looking down, she sees that there are more tigers below as well. She then notices a mouse is gnawing away at the vine to which she's clinging. She also sees a beautiful little bunch of strawberries close to her, growing out of a clump of grass. She looks up and she looks down. She looks at the mouse. Then she just takes the strawberry, put it in her mouth, and enjoy thoroughly. Tigers above, tigers below. This is actually the predicament that we are always in terms of our birth and death. Each moment is just what it is. It might be the only moment of our life. It might be the only strawberry we'll ever eat. We could get depressed about it, or we can finally appreciate it and delight in the preciousness of every single moment of our life. Better to delight in the strawberry and the full moon of June. Let us sit in silence for a minute. I want to thank you again for inviting me to come and share with you some thoughts. And this is the second segment of the series called Aging. Our aging process starts on the day we were born. To me, aging just means we're adding years to our age. Like many people, when I was younger, I was busy going to school, working at a job, taking steps of life right in front of me, having so many other things on my mind. I never thought about the years I'm accumulating. To me, a spiritual journey is a journey we take to find out who we are, what lessons we need to learn in life, and how to come to peace with this world. The purpose of a spiritual journey is rarely to find an answer, but it is a process of continuously asking questions. Whether we are aware or not, the day we were born, our spiritual journey has begun. Aging allows us to stay awake on this journey. If we want to avoid becoming like a hamster running around in the cage, we need to find out what we're chasing for. Looking back in my life, I have gone through several significant life events that taught me to pay attention. At that time, when these things happened, it was challenging to get through them. But now I feel I'm very lucky to have been dealt with such hands in life that taught me precious lessons that many other people might neither have the time nor the luxury to discover. And because of these life events, I've been committed to examining my life every 7 years or so. Now that I'm 73, imagine, my discernment questions are more focused on the bigger picture in life. I'm asking the question like the title of Peggy Lee's song, is that all there is? And I also wonder why I'm here. Regardless of if we have a religion or not, I think sooner or later we'll wrestle with these fundamental spiritual questions related to the big picture in life. Who am I? What is the meaning of my life now? What do I value? What do I want to do now? How am I connected with the sacred? We can explore our spirituality at any age, but according to many socio-psychological research, there are some very specific reasons that trigger an older person to explore more of his or her spirituality. The first reason is retirement. We might be slowing down or stepping off our career path. At this stage of life often comes with big changes into our daily activities, the roles we play, and the way we see ourselves. Although it is often an exciting and fulfilling time, it can also be very scary. What do we do now? During the first segment of my series on aging, I reminded us that the attitude toward aging in this country came from the Protestant value that tied the individual's worth to their ability to work and to be active member of the society. So when a person ages, they are seen as less productive and their worth is seen as diminishing. So getting ready for retirement requires us to map out a plan for a new life. Many people are not ready just because they went to a very nice retirement party and got to go watch. We need to prepare to redefine ourselves. And this is a spiritual question. The second reason is we've been grieving losses. As we get older, we might experience more losses, loss of loved one due to death or illness, such as dementia, Alzheimer, and any medical condition that causes us to realize that our friends, our loved one, are not the same person anymore. So we're losing the relationship that is familiar to us that we have counted on. As we age, we also are losing time that would not get back. We might lose certain physical and mental capacity. We all grieve these losses differently, but being in touch with our spirituality can give us the anchor that we need to get through our grief. The third reason is decreasing independence. As we age, we might lose certain level of independence. Again, in the first segment of my series on aging, I talked about how tough it was for elderly to lose their independence in this highly individualistic and self-reliant society. Having to rely on others' help with parts of our daily lives make us feel embarrassed or sometimes self-loathing. Having a spiritual practice can help us deal with this loss, let go of control, and make peace with our current reality. Number fourth reason is having more time on our hands. While we may grieve for all the losses and learn to adapt to changes in life, we can also treasure one of the gifts of getting older is that we often have more time each day to ponder the mystery of life and take stock of our lives. We get to review our achievement and failures, which help us weave a tapestry of life stories and lessons. We may even start seeing deeper connection between our lives and others in the past or the present. In fact, one major aspect of spirituality, of aging, is an opportunity to expand our worldview and wisdom that we could share with the world. The fifth reason is growing awareness of our own mortality. Aging forces us to accept the impermanence of life, know that there is a beginning and middle and end to everything. If we can accept mortality, we can use the time we still have in this consciousness, compose the life we want, and make an impact while we still can, and leave something positive behind. This is an inner journey. The answer comes from within. All we need to do is to listen. They said the Spirit speaks in the stillness of our heart. As we get older, we might have noticed time seems to go by so fast. Sometimes I feel panic, thinking that I'm running out of time. I ask myself, if I have more time, what does that mean to me? Is there something I still want to do? Or would I be a different person? Getting older tends to deepen our longing for a more comfort, meaning, purpose, and connection that a spiritual practice can provide. Spiritual practice can help us stretch the time, seems to be. Mary Oliver's poem I just shared this morning invites us to slow down the time by paying attention to the smallest things, such as the goldfinch's singing contest. The other day, while taking my morning walk, I noticed hundreds of baby snails trying to cross the street. They have not grown their shells yet. I became very worried that the cars that drive by would crush them. I found the only thing I could, a piece of leaf, to use as an on-ramp for them. And one by one, I got them onto the leaves and I carried them to the bushes. But I realized at a snail's pace, I would have to be on the street all day and still may not save all of their snails' life. It dawned on me that this is life. Their mother left them out in the element, knowing that not every one of them would survive. This is the nature of things. Birth and death are part of the whole cycle. We all are parts of this mystery that we don't have total control. When we get older, we learn to surrender and let go. At that moment, I realized I was experiencing the present moment fully. Time didn't just rush by. This is just one of the examples how we can enter the realm of spirituality as we embark on the ultimate search for connections to the mystery of life. As part of our experiences, aging and spiritual journey, we seniors may want to consider some new strategies for our lives. For example, we can, after spending our whole life worrying about the convention and what other people think or say, we can use this time now to set free our true self. Place more focus on our inner lives than following the external expectation by creating a space for us to have inner dialogue and listen for answers. Speak from our hearts more frequently. Sometimes the answers are not coming from our heads. Put more efforts into making meaningful connection with other people. Deepen the existing relationship and cultivate the new ones. We don't have time for small talk, babies. Develop more patience and attentiveness. Even if we think we know all the answers, it is still more loving for us to develop more listening skills to others and ourselves. Seek more opportunity for silence and solitude. In the stillness, we can use other senses and skills to connect to the mystery of the universe. Change our perception of time by living more in the moment. Since we don't have infinite amount of time in this life, all we have is now. Ask ourselves, how do we want to live fully in this moment? Allow more time for reflection, sharing, and loving. This is a worthy investment in our self-fulfillment and self-enrichment of our relationship. How do we walk the path of our spiritual journey then? Anything that we love doing that makes us feel whole or truly alive or gives us a feeling of deeper connection to the world can make our journey more fulfilling and more spiritual. An article published by the Greater Senior Living Community in 2022 has provided some examples of spiritual practice we can do. The first one is very obviously volunteering. Providing our time and effort and using the skills we already have is a worthy cause can generate many positive emotions and feel deeply rooted in our spiritual core. The second one is spending time with nature. Go outside. The world is full of natural wonders, big and small, that can help us sustain an inspiring enchantment in life. Activity can be as simple as staring at the night sky, sitting under a big tree, planting some flowers, walking through a garden, listening to ocean wave, or playing with animals. The third one is meditating. According to Pew Research Center survey, 53% of seniors over 65, they say they meditate at least once a week. Among all the benefits, meditation can slow down our heart rate and increase our self-awareness as well as our ability to accept aspects of life that be out of our control. We'll learn to accept life as it is. Number 4 is doing something physical, such as exercising, of course, dancing, gardening, yoga, and getting a massage. Besides the health benefit, when we move our bodies, we'll also pay attention to the present moment and help bring our awareness back into our bodies. This is when we'll feel a sense of unity with the world. Number 5 is doing something mental. Activities such as storytelling, when we share our memories with others, that can help us feel more grounded. And also is a way to keep our memory alive and be witness of other people's life. We can also do a lot of reading and writing, of course. Reading someone else's writing can inspire us. And when we write down our own reflection and story, we can learn more about ourselves, our beliefs, our place in the universe, and what gives us meaning. I often do daily journaling and morning pages to help me ground my spiritual life. The 6th is doing something good for your heart, such as arts. Now, this can be including playing music, of course. We can also do drawing, painting, sculpting, any other kinds of art and craft. This act of creation connects deeply to our spirit, making something that has never existed before can generate an energizing sense of harmony and possibility. Number 7 is praying in a group. Just like meditating in groups, praying with other people provides a great opportunity for social engagement. It also can help us stay encouraged, hopeful, since we're witness and be part of the collective spiritual effort. The last one is a surprising one. It says doing absolutely nothing. And by freeing ourselves of all the distractions and sitting silently, we can pay close attention to our thoughts and our feeling and provide us clues to where our spiritual core may be hiding. So turn off the noises, let our senses come alive, and give ourselves permission to do absolutely nothing. Ultimately, no matter what we believe in, the activities that we enjoy most, that bring us closer to other people and make a positive difference in the world, are the ones that most likely to feel spiritual to us. So play, laugh, create. Remember that almost everyone, regardless of age, share the same fundamental questions about the deep mystery of life. In conclusion, may you flourish in life, live authentically, age gloriously. May it be so. Blessed be.
Thank you, Reverend Celia. Now please stand as you are comfortable. Embody mind and spirit and join Carol in singing hymn number 1059. May your life be as a song. And again, the words will be on the screens.
And we will sing this through twice. May your life be as a song, resounding in the dark, to sing away the light and softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing away the light and softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night.
Not here for some reason. Wonder what's happened.
I think they turned the mic off. Hold on.
Okay. Oh.
To the world in need of healing. Be courageous before the forces of hate. Hold and embody a vision of common good that serves the needs of all people. Now go in peace.
And please stay standing, or please rise if you'd like to. And we're going to sing together, Let There Be Peace on Earth, which the lyrics should be on the screens for everyone to join in. Let
There be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
let
Let
peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With earth as our mother, we are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Be peace on earth, let it begin with me. Have a lovely day.